95 to 99% of the population will want attention, and they'll like 90, like if not, unless if you're born like totally Asperger's, like, like genetic, like very rare is that the person will automatically, like, like I know these people at the Waterloo computer science and all that. Yeah, like obviously, like they're like Asperger's and OCD, and they're quiet, and many of them are autistic. I even struggle to find the words to even put this stuff to words. They're autistic, right? So they couldn't communicate. They couldn't communicate even if they could help it, right? Their main thing is just, coding and stuff, right? Just the same way I said, like plumbing, right? The moment a pipe bursts, or even before, I know that the pipe is going to burst before it even happens, right? That's what you call a good plumber. That's what you call a plumber who's focused on the task and at the job. And because, we could talk about like impulse control and people not doing what they were supposed to do, and saying what they're supposed to say, and, and what a good script and a bad script looks like, a good movie and a good bad movie. I mean, these things are all related, and this is why I mentioned the movies, because we already know that those old movies are all shit. Hell, most movies, most TV shows, most of these things are garbage, right? We already can acknowledge this. We already know that they're garbage, because you can look at the script and you can look at the person, and the justification. They're going to find a justification to continue with their slop and whatever, right? And again, I don't believe that certain people should listen to me at all, right? I don't believe in that, right? I don't believe that I have, respect from certain people at all, and I acknowledge that. I don't sit there and I don't, I don't, sit there and I don't, laugh at night or something. Like people might think, right? Maybe people might think, oh yeah, he does, or hell, they want you to come off as insincere so that they win, right? And there's people who don't like me by default already. Like I don't know why, but I'm not going to say it could be a race or class thing, ethnicity thing. I mean, if your intuition, your hate is strong enough, you will be looking for the problem that you are searching for. And so, this is the truth in these videos, and I make it like this because if we're going off the TV shows and you're using everything you knew from the TV shows to interact with other people, it's not how the world works, right? So all those TV shows, all of them are just slop. And I mean, the parents the parents would have not shown you it, right? They wouldn't have shown you it, right? Because if you wanted a better, society or future, you would have wanted your children to, you would have wanted your children to watch something educational. Like I was watching Animal Planet growing up, right? My grandfather would watch, these shows about animals and all that. That being said, that's my grandfather and his life, right? And I didn't make a statement yet, right? I didn't make a statement. Maybe I'm trying to convince people to care, right? And it's honest, right? It's an honest approach, right? If you're honest, right, about your intention and what you're trying to portray, you're better off than, quietly sitting in the corner expecting something to change, and when you didn't even ask for help, right?